Isolation to Awakening. Hello friends, this is Lori Lines of Higher Self Access. I am a QHHT Level 3 practitioner, board certified clinical hypnotist, intuitive and inspirational medium. Entering the realm of higher consciousness is spoken about with positive intentions. However, the spiritual journey of expanding consciousness can be gritty and painful, as we are bombarded with truth about the way we have been living under a type of spell or dream in an unconscious way. Of course, we are not aware we've been living in a dream world until we experience a series of catalysts that wake us up. Some of us wake up like a Band-Aid being ripped off, exposing our wounds while we are left to deal with the aftermath of pain, disappointments, guilt, remorse, fear, and even depression. It is where the dark night of the soul can enter, encountered with our darker side, where exposure of traumas and fears are commonly felt. Some of us wake up over a period of time, and its subtleties are barely perceptible when one day we are compelled to look back at our life progress and really see, how we have evolved from where we began to where we are now in our soul's evolution. Suffice it to say that waking up is a journey to a new reality that is based in truth that we've never perceived before. And when that time comes, those who are near and dear to us may or may not be on that same path as this new reality we suddenly find ourselves living. To be supported and encouraged by those we love and trust would be a wonderful aid in the process of waking up, yet you may find yourself feeling alone and isolated. At this crucial time in one's spiritual evolution, one may feel judged and mocked by those once thought would champion you. In fact, this is very common. Yet, this sense of isolation can be a side effect and a further catalyst for awakening. However, all is not lost. Interpersonal relationships can still be navigated during awakening once we come to understand and accept certain principles. One principle is you will lose people. People come into our lives for a variety of reasons. Even close friends may decide your notions, your belief systems, and your new paradigms to be too far-fetched for them. They may even determine that you aren't the person they have come to know. Or, as you ascertain new truths that change your vibrational frequency, you may decide that they no longer resonate with you, and sadly, may have to let them go. Once you accept that everyone is responsible for their own spiritual journey, even if they do not understand you or they haven't figured out they are on one yet, you will be more at peace when others walk away, eventually. Another perspective you may want to consider is that you are not here to change anyone's mind. When we try to do this, it becomes a waste of energy, especially when others are not ready to hear you out. Some people that seemed so reasonable before you began awakening suddenly judge you or dig in their heels when you try to express yourself while their paradigms are challenged. There will be people who will be dismissive and disagreeable, no matter what you have to say. And you know what? It's okay. My suggestion is not to argue with people who are committed to disagreeing with you or who are committed to misunderstanding you, because they will. Believe me, in no longer attempting to sway others to your new way of thinking is not spiritual bypassing. This is acknowledging that it is not your duty to change a closed mind. There will be people who will be open to have these discussions with you, to open to hearing what you have to say, all the while checking into their own triggers. And if there is not, then it's not time. Even more reason to go within, to journal, to meditate, to explore your new reality on certain matters, and to connect to your newly found higher consciousness. An important distinction to make is your spiritual itinerary is your own. It does not need to align with anyone else's until you have integrated your newly found self and have become more confident in who you have become. As you expand your consciousness, coming to new realizations and connecting the figurative dots like never before, you will want to share the invigorating and revitalization energy with those close to you. But I would not recommend it unsolicited. Not everyone has the same timetable of spiritual awakening. You could present frightening ideas that challenges another's reality as well as their ego. This does not make these people unevolved or lesser than. It simply isn't their time. And it may never be their time. I always try to err on the side of being respectful of that. What's important to remember is you are not alone. Even if your friends and family don't see eye to eye with you, there are people and communities that you can become a part of when you are ready. And there is spiritual literature that you can read and mentors you can learn from too. Just be prudent and discerning of the information you ingest and the people that you trust, as during a spiritual awakening process, one can feel disoriented, vulnerable, unclear, and therefore one might attract those whose vibration is the same, rendering them to be untrustworthy in the long term. And it must be said that not every philosophy warrants credence. There are a lot of credible, loving people who may not have experienced your unique journey, but have experienced the highs and lows of spiritual awakening when they too felt alone. Your journey is as unique and personal as you are, yet it is communal. Know that many people have walked a path of awakening that have become self-realized and even more enlightened. Those are the people to seek out, of course, with an eye toward discernment. And rest in the knowing that the collective consciousness is awakening overall. Thank you for listening, and I wish you love and truth. I am Lori Lines.